But now we're going to move on to the less fun part for Rohan, which is the weaknesses that the team has. So, Noor, do you want to start us off on the weaknesses that you think RCB has?
Yeah, I think in terms of weaknesses, I'm not. So I have two weaknesses I want to point out. For me, we're missing one or two good upper. The entire squad is missing one or two good top order Indian batsmen. Uh, I think it's kind of dependent on the foreign players, which makes the balance of the international players really difficult to negotiate. So the Stain Morris question becomes really big. With ideally you would only really want to play Finch and AB and then play one all-rounder and one bowler as internationals. But because they don't have as many great Indian top order batsman options, except obviously Virat Kohli, that goes away from them. So I think figuring out that balance is going to really work out. Is going to be like their pathway to success if they can figure out how to work that out. The second thing is, while I think Shivan Dubey and Washington Sundar are great talents, I'm not 100% convinced of their ability to finish games in high pressure situations, just because they're not the most experienced, even though they have some, international team cricket behind them. But I would want a more senior player, or at least someone who I know can really just thrash the ball there in that position. So I think those are the two weaknesses for me. Yeah.
Fair enough. Kabir, are there any other weaknesses you wanted to add on?
I think the biggest weakness, I think Noor mentioned this as well, that they don't have many backups for the Indian batsmen. I think the only people they have perhaps is a Gurkirat Man or a
Padikkal as well. He can open.
Padikkal, I think I'm gonna play him in my first 11. I'll talk about this. I think he's really, really good. He's one of those like Indian batsmen who are coming up. But who is there? There's Parthiv Patel. There's Gurkirat Man. That's about it, really. And these aren't the kind of guys who you want to rely on if there's an injury to someone who can bat, or if you need to change the balance of the team. If, say, you want to swap one of the all-rounders out or whatever it is.
Fair enough. Rohan, any other weaknesses that you can see?
No, that's true. I really agree with Noor's points. No, yeah, there's no weakness at all. I really agree with Noor's points, especially with the balance of foreign players, because we have such exciting foreign players. And I do think Isru Adana, which was not mentioned much so far, is going to play a bigger role than many people think. But we will get to that later. But I think that mix of choosing the right players is going to be tough. Of course, we don't have a big player at maybe 5 or 6 to come and finish matches, like a Hardik Pandya. That's going to be an issue. And also, this may be a minor thing to add on, but it could be the wicketkeeper situation. And so we kind of have a few decent wicketkeepers, but not world-class. And then that begs the question of, if we choose Josh Philippe to play, he's going to wicket-keep. But if we don't choose him, if we choose Aaron Finch instead, do we choose Parthiv Patel because of that to keep, or do we use AB de Villiers to keep? And so that, if we don't get the balance wrong, I can see things going wrong there. Especially in a foreign environment. And as we said, we don't have much backup in terms of Indian batsmen. And so that could be a potential trigger which could, ruin everything.
Yeah, definitely. But I think from what the news that has been coming out is that AB is actually practicing with the keeping gloves on. So that probably kind of settles that for now. Let's see though, because you never know with AB and wicket keeping. Anyway, so that's the
I don't know about his back either. His back might give way any moment.